Welcome back, everybody. Let's do some drawing. It's been a while, but we've had a few technical issues on our end, but now I think everything's good to go. So I've got no idea. Let's do more for the book itself. So let's do another wanderer. Okay, let's have an idea. We'll do a front-facing one because they're quite fun to draw. There we go. So yeah, we've gone back to using the phone. We're having a few issues with the audio on the camera that we started using, so we've gone back to what we know. And we also had an issue with the light itself, which gave up the go. So we had to get a new light. So hopefully that looks nice. I hope so anyway. And then we'll do a little bit of hair there. You know what, we'll do this one a little bit different. We'll do this one almost like a zookeeper. I think that would be interesting. I'm not sure if that's going to pick up any of it. Okay, we'll do it really quick so we can get to the inking part because it's quite bright, isn't it? Okay. Don't worry. It will all make sense soon. Hopefully. Right, there we go. We'll have that little bit of interaction there. And then we'll have to think of something to put it. We could put, we'll do bags and stuff sort of over the shoulder of this little wanderer person. And then what should we do here? I think we'll do a little homunculi. A little creepy monster, miniature human-ish thing. I like doing them more like rats. I think they're wonderfully creepy and yucky. And this one's going to be a very naughty one, so we'll have him holding something nasty and sharp. Okay, yeah, that'll be fine. And the face will be here. What should we do? A mask or? Actually, I tell you what we'll do. Sort of like a blindfold. Okay, nice. So there's the nose. Okie dokie. Cool. Right, let's do some inking. Let's get to the inking bit. We get to the fun bit. So I hope you're all doing really well and having a really good day. And thank you for your patience. It's been a long old time since we did a video, but it's good to be back making nice doodles and having a good chat. And thank you so much for your patience. It makes all the difference. It feels really thick, that pen. I haven't done any drawing for a little while, and you know what, you go away from drawing just for a week or so and then you can feel the difference. It's strange, isn't it? I suppose it's like muscle memory. Right. Nice ripped bit of shirt here. There we go. Lovely. Cool. We're not worrying too much about getting it just right. I think this is thicker. I think that was 003. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm using the 004. No. 005 micron, which are nice little pens actually. Is that in focus? We're moving down a little bit as we do this top bit, and then we'll come back and we'll do, we'll work as we go. Yeah. So if you're a new viewer, new to the channel, welcome. And if you're an old friend of the channel, welcome back. It's good to see you. And if anyone's on our Patreon, we just uploaded, I say we just, I think it was a few days ago, we uploaded a comic that we did years ago for a Kickstarter. So if anyone wants to go check that out, that is on our Patreon. Not really sure how I feel about Patreon. I don't know, it's weird. Not in a bad way, just a little bit of a technophobe, so anything new is scary. I feel like one of those little green people that live in the machine, like the arcade machine and Toy Story. Ooh, the outside. Right. Stop talking crap now. Okay, so and then we'll come back to that because it's too high up, isn't it? Okay. We'll rework this as we go. A little bit of hair, so we want sort of the nose here. Do the nose here. We're going to make this up as we go. And then we'll do the mouth. Do a little. I thought that was a bit low when I was doing it actually, but do a nice little scar there. And then we want the chin sort of here. I sort of have nice delicate features, but still a strong jawbone. And then we'll have lots of hair sort of finding its way and escaping. And actually we'll have like a really messy plait working its way out, like so. Cool. Nice. Don't know if you can hear that little bird outside my window. It's quite sweet. We've had a bit of rain and snow and storms and all sorts, and as soon as it stopped, there's a little bird chatting away outside my window, which is nice and all, but it's kind of distracting. I know. I sound like one of those really grumpy old people. I guess because I am a little bit. Okay, right. And then there's that. And then what we'll do is we'll have lots of hair sort of flowing through here. We'll make this character, even though it's just going to be not a generic sort of character. Huh? Sirens. Not that it's a generic character, but when we're putting it in for the little board game book, we'll have a lot of just bits of art flowing through everything, and I think this is what we're going to use to populate the book itself. Another little scar there, and there, a little bit of shadow. Oh, that line's not quite right for the nose, but we're not too worried, are we? We'll be alright with that. And then this is kind of like a bandage, kind of like Ayla. When we drew Ayla originally, we always put like a bandage on her face rather than like a carapace, which is what we call masks in this world. Because they're kind of like the armor, but that's a little bit of the lore itself within the game, because we talked about it lots, but it's a strange thing, but you kind of don't want to see what's going on in the world because of all the monsters and stuff, so the characters will wear these masks and bandages to kind of not see what's happening, to protect the compos mentis, the mental armor, which I think is kind of cool. Right, nice flicky bits of hair, nice rough, and not going to worry too much about getting it just right. We don't want perfection here. One, because we can't get it, and two, it's less fun doing it with perfection, you know. Okay, right, cool. Trying to think what we could have put in there. Yeah, I might have a little feather or something. With a balance. We have one long one. Maybe on the garb itself we have something like that. Don't know, I'm holding the pen lid still. Go away. Sit there. Stay. Good. And then what should we be wearing? Scarf would make sense, but also we do a lot of scarves here, don't we? And a lot of rags and ruins, and I guess that's kind of, it's quite fit for the story in the world because it's cold and wet. But also, might be nice to do something a little bit different. We don't want to keep drawing the same thing, even though I would be very happy drawing the same thing over and over again, because I am inordinately boring. Right, okay. Do some little fungi and little decay bits and nice stuff like that. Cool. Okay, yeah, scarf, yeah, or neck. Mechanical bits, I don't know. Okay, let's draw this nasty little chap here. So the homunculi are predominantly for Vigo, which is one of the playable characters. And basically they're little helpers, though occasionally not so helpful. But it might be quite a cool little idea that if some of the wanderers that help you look after the half ship. I'm really sorry if this is your first video and you're thinking, what the hell is he talking about? But we're just jumping anyway. So yeah, it might be quite cool that instead of just Vigo be able to have these little helper things that maybe other characters, other wanderers actually start with them, which might be really beneficial if they were going to be on like foraging or something. I suppose if they had one, then they probably would be more of a forager than anything. Okay, and big ear. What sort of nose should we do? I kind of feel like doing like, almost like a ghoul sort of nose would make sense. In that not really having a nose. We'll see how we get there. When we get there, we'll figure it out. Oh, I thought I was smudging it all then. Lucky. Yeah, so I wonder if it was character for foraging ones at the half ship. That might be quite a cool little thing actually if you had a homunculi of your own and you were somewhat of a tamer. I mean, mechanically I don't think it would change the system in any way, but sort of for the what's the word? Thematics. Yeah, the thematics might be quite a cool little thing. And we'll do a little tummy there. It's a very well fed homunculi. Little belly button. Hand's not quite right, is it? Looks weird. I think I like the idea of the too many joints sort of thing, but that looks strange to me, but maybe it's not. And a little furry neck, almost like sort of like a wolf's mane. And then a few little straggly bits of fur, like so. And one here. I haven't quite figured out the face itself. I guess big eyes would be good. Oh, this one's going to have a rat tail as well, I think. And then little arm. I don't know why I'm narrating as I go in rather than just draw. It's been a while since I've drawn and talked, so I have to get back into the swing of things. So where's the thumb? Thumb's going to be along the blade like that, and then 3 gnarly little fingers here. And then the sort of the end of the blade. Yeah, that's quite cool. And then do some blood-borne rags hanging off the blade, even though it doesn't really make any sense, but certainly looks cool though, right? Who cares if it doesn't make sense? It looks cool, we're winning. Okay, and then yeah, it's a gnarly looking little blade, isn't it? Could also be a hunter. You know, instead of using like a wolf or something, sort of traditional sort of hunting companion. I'm going to use a little homunculi. And then sort of do his back leg there. And then we'll come back into the, there we are. His leg goes into that little bit. I'm going to do some little hairs and stuff. Yeah. What a handsome little devil. And then where should the tail be? Oh, you know what? We could have the tail. It's got a really long rat-like tail here. I'll leave a few little gaps. I'll show you why. Just softens the image a little bit. Leaving a few little gaps every now and again. Doesn't feel so, I don't know what the word is. I was going to say harsh, but that's not quite the word, is it? Do lots of little hairs. Yeah, that's quite cool. I like that. Ugh. And then this is going to be kind of like, I guess this will be like leather or something. Some nice big stitches holding the other pieces together. One on the end bit. And then so I'll put some nice textures. And a little bit of texture from where the blade sat on. Just showing a little bit of weight. And a little bit there as well. Even though it's leather, it wouldn't really give, would it, to a little creature that only weighs a few kilos. Sorry, I feel like I'm mumbling more than usual. Apologies. Then again, if you are new to the channel, mumbling artist. It's not just a cute name. It's fairly accurate. Actually, funny enough, the name Mumbling Artist came of a bit of a whim, because my partner and I tried to think of so many ideas for the name of the channel, and you know, we were getting a bit like, we were kind of pulling our hair out. We were like, what should we call it? You know, what makes sense? And I think one day I was just sort of riffing an idea, and my partner was like, "How'd you mumble a lot?" And there we are. I think that's the reason. I think that was the reason. Something like that. Don't really quite remember, but I recall the point of being told I mumbled a lot, which I do anyway. And I thought, wow, that sounds pretty accurate. Right. I'll try and stop talking as much crap. Okay, a little buckle. Oh, this is a really skanky piece of leather, that's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine. Nice little missing bit there. We don't need too much on this bit, just to continue the style. And we'll put a little scratch. Oh yeah, put lots of scratches here actually, because that's probably where this little chap perches. course. Oh yeah, I like the idea of all the scratches. Makes sense, doesn't it? If you have a little creature that you work with that probably is a little bit hard to deal with. Probably quite scratchy. Kind of like having a new kitten and you show up all these like scratches on your hands. I haven't got any. But you know what I mean, right? I don't know. Right. Buckle. A little bit of shine, a little bit of shimmer, and a little bit of dirt on them because I really want everything to kind of look like it's been through the walls a little bit. And, you know, nothing's pristine and pretty in this world. Right, I'm trying to think if there's any updates. You know, we're still thinking about the wrote a little children's book not long ago. That's a lie. A while ago, a couple of years I think now. And still need to publish it on Amazon. But not sure. I think that's a little bit of like worry about not doing as well as I would hope, you know. So I kind of put it off and I keep pretending it's for reasons of like, oh, I really wanted someone else to edit it or grammar, but I think that's my own little insecurity that the book's a bit, well, not as good as I hope it would be. So I think at some point we'll have to bite the bullet and just get it out there and see how we do. And I will do a video at some point where maybe we can read through a chapter. Even though when I know I'm reading to record, I really struggle. You know? I guess that's kind of normal though, right? Well, if you're not used to it, I guess. So maybe we'll have to do that in the near future, because we talked about that a few weeks ago. Well, it was probably a few months ago. No concept of time whatsoever. What should we do here? Yeah, we can just do... I don't think I'll do it to the edge of the page on this one. I think I'll just finish it sort of here. Because I don't want to spend too long just drawing the rags, because I can't, you know, I'm no Greg Capullo. Could always make cloth and rags look so interesting. I just haven't quite got that skill yet to do it. Do a little bit of shadow here. What can we do here? Do like some sort of, not quite a pattern, but something to just break up the boring bits. I'll do some little hairs and fur. Like that. Yeah, it's definitely a thicker pen than this one, right? That's a lot thicker. I think we have to do a lot more shading. It kind of looks the same. We got lots of little bits too shaded as well, which is nice. Yeah, so do you let me know what you think of the new light? Is it okay? Is it too dark, or is it too light, or is it causing too much glare or reflection? We're kind of making up as we go along and very slowly learning all the ins and outs of doing videos here on YouTube. Oh, and another one, I was wondering about doing a little colouring book. I don't know if that would appeal to anyone, but it would be definitely drawn with the digital, with the digital, with Procreate, opposed to doing it all traditional stuff. Only because it's so much easier to, you know, upload and, you know, correct little mistakes and stuff like that. Even though traditional's probably where my heart is more, so most days anyway. But yeah, let me know if something like that you'd be keen for, because I'll probably start that in the next few days, and I don't know how many images, but I guess a lot of the images we could do for the game itself, which I think would be quite a cool idea. So we could have a little colouring book as, you know, if anyone's interested in ever playing the game, you know, we could have, you can kind of see the world and do a bit of colouring for yourselves. Because the game will be done in black, white, and grey. Because my ability to colour is absolute diabolical. I mean, it's not too bad actually. My partner kind of chooses the colours and tells me where they are, and I can kind of figure out, you know, where highlights and lowlights should be, which is cool. But it just takes so long, and I don't know. I just sometimes worry about it's not really the payoff. What the hell was I talking about? Oh yeah, the game. Yeah, so it'd be quite cool actually if people wanted to have the art from the world itself and do a little bit of colouring. I suppose we can always use KDP on Amazon. That's quite a easy way to go about getting things published and out there. Have to think of like how many pages and stuff, or just do as many as we wanted. I think like 50 pages would be nice. Right. I don't really know. I don't really do much colouring then. Okay, right. How are we doing? 26 minutes. Hey, that's not bad, is it? Cool. I was drawing a little bone necklace here. I don't know why. That wasn't the plan. I just thought it'd be quite cool. Even though I've just made it a little bit more messy because, you know, it's not the most clear image anyway, and just drawing for a bit of fun really. And that will go into a little bit of the hood like that. And we'll do a little bit of shading. Cool. Very cool. We are getting there, aren't we? And then this side, I want to make this side more interesting. Haven't really got anything there. Yeah, I like the idea of it just kind of finishing here actually, but what can we do? Don't know. I'm going to draw randomly and hopefully something pops in my head on the way. I'm just saying to myself now. Maybe I need some tea. Cheers. Ooh, how wonderfully tepid. Must remember to drink tea before it gets cold. Right. Okay. This bit. I like the idea. This could be like a holster, couldn't it? Even though I wasn't going to go all the way, I'm just going to draw one little last bit. Just so we know that it was going to continue all the way down here. Saying that, I probably will come back to it and start drawing it anyway, but who knows? This side. A bag? Carapace? I just don't want it to look too much messy, and I don't want to wrap anything because that will, I feel like that will look weird with the tail. Maybe it wouldn't. Don't know. Right. You know what? I'm just gonna I'm going to draw randomly and hopefully it works. There we go. I do a nice bit of ripped cloth. Wraps down here. Like so. Do some nice stitches. We won't go too far because we don't want to interact too much with the tail. I'm going to do a little bit of tension lines from the stitches themselves. Yeah, not too worried about too many. I was going to say not too worried about too many details, but there's me trying to fill in every little bit of space. Cool. Cool. Nice. Gross little rat-like tail. Not that rats are gross by any means. I think rats are kind of cute. And then a bit more of this ripped texture this way, and then maybe fur. I think fur will work really well. It looks really similar to a hair as well, so I guess that's up to the viewer. If that's fur from like a cloak or, you know, a pelt from a hunting expedition, or it's the character's hair. Or is the character less human than first glance? I don't know. I'll leave you to decide on that one. I don't want the responsibility of filling in the lore. Cool. And then what should we do next? Do some like sort of leather-like straps again. Even though this kind of looks like bone to me. I don't know why. I guess it's that a little bit. I always do that on the skulls and stuff. And then what should we do here? I feel like doing something a bit weird and different. Yeah, let's do... Don't know what this is. It's kind of like a weird mix match of patterns and just thought it looked kind of cool. Again, we're not worrying about it looking perfect. Just want to have some fun when we draw. Ooh. Very cool. Yeah, that looks alright. I don't know what this is again. It's almost like coral or something. I'm kind of just making up as I go along and enjoying just the weird shapes. I think that's okay to do sometimes. My favourite way of drawing, well, my favourite way of making up the lore in games or stories or ideas is just draw random things and then see what you can imagine it is for, like what it is. That's always something that I've always really enjoyed. You know, let the drawing make it up for you, you know. You don't need to work as hard. Be like, what is that? Yeah, that's probably a really weird thing to say. Doobie. Cool. Alright, what should we do here? It's a nice bit of blank area. I'm gonna have some more cold tea. Oh, that is disgusting. Excellent. Right, Maybe like a rope or something. Kind of like offshoots, like from the hair itself of a ponytail. Yeah, it's kind of cool. God, I can really feel that I haven't drawn for a while. I just can't quite get the lines how I like them. And that's really on me. I've just been, I've been back and forth trying to get the camera just right, and then the light kind of went kapooey, and I should have carried on doodling. I mean, I did do a little bit of doodling, but tiny little things like kind of like that, which I don't think you can see. It's really teeny tiny, just stuff like that. And I normally, if I find any piece of paper anywhere, I just kind of grab it and use it. I'm not even sure where I found that from. No idea what that is. Cool. We are coming to the end, I think. Sort of. And then, you know what, we're going to carry on with this. I think it won't interact too badly with the tail. In fact, they might hide it in a kind of a creepy way, the stitching. And this character definitely feels like some sort of huntress. Huntress? That's not right, surely. Huntess. Something, I don't know. All the fur and the creature, the sort of weird bone-like things everywhere, and you know what, this can turn into some sort of cable, can... Oh, you know what? Excuse me. This could be like one of the power supply things, so could well be a hunter, could well be a forager, or it could be, it's a steady line, or it could be one of the, I forgot the name of the characters in my game. Light bearers. Oof. Dear me. Absolute tragic. Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a little bit of a mixture of characters, because I guess there will be some wanderers in the game that can kind of do every role. Most of the time I really want sort of the luck of the gods to be with you if you're gonna get a character like a wanderer character. That will be useful too, because if you're gonna try and go for more of an engineering route for the half ship to look after your sort of homestead, you're going to be wanting to make sure you get loads of engineers, but maybe you don't, and you get, a lot of hunters or foragers or light bearers, and then you have to kind of figure out a new way to get on in your little world. But yeah, it might be a good idea to have some wanderers that can kind of do it all. Not great, kind of like a jack of all trades sort of thing. Just doing a few little cables now, just to bring a little bit of that detail back into this world. And just a nice mix of big ones and small ones. Some as big as your head. Oh dear. Okay, and then another cable. I'll do another cable here actually, maybe under this bit it becomes a cable. I know it's very kind of messy and weird, it doesn't really make much sense, but I think that's what I need to do. Need nonsensical. Nice. Okay, cool. Nice. And then we have the rest of this rope kind of wrapping down here. And then the cloak, well, the cloak coming straight down, I think. Like that. And then a little bit of that. Nice. The hair and some fur. A little bit of mushrooms and decay as we go further down. I suppose I forgot that in this world. This is quite a recent thing. Well, it was kind of an old thing that came back, but I love the idea of the bottom of the world or the first meter. I'm really drawing. I got a dent. Huh? I've been dented. The bottom of the world. So that first meter from the floor. It's the gravity's strange. I always thought that was a really cool idea. And everything kind of floats, and it shouldn't. There's a little bit of fur that's kind of just broken off from her. And even, like, I guess blood and water would kind of flow in that area as well. I think, what was I calling it? The ethereal? 2 R's. Because I thought it was edgy. Something like that. I have to actually think of that one a bit more because it's still one of those ideas that I was like, yes, that's a great idea. Then completely forgot about it, then went back to it 20 years later. And then we'll do another cable here. Another cable there. Just sort of fill in the room now. Another one there. Cool. Cool. Quite like that gap of nothingness there. I don't know, it kind of breaks it up a little bit. Okay, I don't want to do too much as he puts more crap on the paper. Lovely, lovely. There we go. And then here, just more fur. And nice. Okay. Some little messy bits. Cool. Sorry, I got a really scratchy nose then. Scratchy nose? Itchy nose? Maybe. Right, I think we're just about coming to the end of this one. And before we go, I just want to say thank you again so much for all your patience waiting for me to sort my life out, get some more drawing up on here, have a nice chat. And thank you for everyone for your incredible support. Thank you so much for everyone that follows and likes, and it's just nice. Makes all the difference. And thank you so much for my Patreons and my Old Druid Biscuit Party Patreon. And a professional now at saying that. And yeah, thank you to each and every one of you. And I hope you have a lovely day. And take care, and yeah, get in touch, have a chat. I'm always about. Right, unless I'm asleep or making gingerbread. Right, let's finish there. Lovely jubbly. Right, I hope you enjoyed it. You all take care. I'm going to put the pen and pencil in a very artsy way so it looks like a professional and I know what I'm doing. Right, you will take care. Bye. Hello again, everyone. I've forgotten the little face, haven't I? Right. So I'm going to do a big bulbous kind of nose. And then what sort of eyes should we have? Could have little nasty eyes. Like so. Little frown. I have a little scar as well. Maybe another scar. Yeah. That's nice and gross, isn't it? Lovely jubbly. There we go. Right. So once again, goodbye.